And welcome back. It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. We are with you at 22 and 52 after the hour for these segments in the 7 and 8 o'clock hours. I am Chad Holmes, along with our in-studio producer and engineer, Ian Welsh. And Ian, we will have your topic for the number for the day quiz coming up at the end of this segment, and then we'll do that for the first day of the week at the end of the program as well.
After a week off, I'm ready to get back to it.
I'm sure you are. And last week I was off, and I was in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, as they say. I like to go out there during the summertime and play in the World Series of Poker. I played in couple of events out there, got a little bit of bad luck. My aces were cracked the first day and my kings were cracked the second day, but it was still fun. So again, did not get lucky this time around. I have a little bit of luck, and the luck was not on my side. But one of the fun things about playing poker is, number one, I was able to get away from things for a week, because when you're at the poker table, you're not thinking about Donald Trump, and you're not thinking about some of these issues. And it was nice to get away from it all. But as well, and one of the fun aspects is you have people around the table, and often sometimes they'll be quiet, but other times, and for the most part, there is it's a social game. You talk around the table. And not during my tournament, I was actually watching some coverage of the main event, which is the big one. It's streamed, and I was actually watching some early part of the main event last week. And one of the most famous and most decorated poker players in the world is a Wisconsin native. His name is Phil Hellmuth, and he is the all-time winner at the World Series of Poker. He's won 17 World Series bracelets, which are awarded to winners of tournaments at the World Series. Cool. He was a main event champion back in 1989. He is a Madison native. And actually, a number of years ago, I was at the World Series. I was just watching. I was watching Hellmuth play. And there was an older woman who was next to me, and started talking to her, and found out that was Phil Hellmuth's mother. And we were talking about Wisconsin, because she still lives in Wisconsin. And we were talking about what was going, because that week there had been some severe storms in Wisconsin. We're talking about that. A very nice lady. So that was kind of fun. But Phil Hellmuth was at the table during the main event, and he was talking to his table mates about taxes. And I thought, perk my ears up. And he said he'd asked his wife about moving to Las Vegas, because he lives in California. And if you move to Las Vegas for more than 6 months of the year, you have a lower tax rate, because in Nevada, the tax rate is lower than in California. And Phil Hellmuth said that his wife said, well, you can do it, but I'm not. and also he said, his wife said, one of your best friends made $4 billion. I imagine it was part of a company, and paid $2 billion in taxes. So man up. But the point of the conversation was that Phil Hellmuth, who is he likes to drop names, and he's got a lot of very rich friends, and he's very wealthy himself. But he's a guy that's got friends on both sides of the political aisle. I follow him on social media. He talks about his buddies who sometimes are Republicans. He talked about playing cards with Ted Cruz recently, but he's also a big supporter of J.B. Pritzker, the Democratic governor of Illinois. And he's touted his relationship with Pritzker, and in fact that he's given donations to him, but he says he's given donations to Republicans, he's given donations to Democrats. The thing is, he likes to name drop, and he has a lot of rich and famous friends, and he's talked about his good life often on social media. He talks about what a wonderful life he has, how blessed he is to have money and to be able to do all this stuff. But the point of what caught my attention is that maybe I think he doesn't realize, in a sense, that when you hear a super rich person, and I think Phil Hellmuth is somebody that's very, very wealthy, talking about, California's taxes being too high. And my thought was, Phil, if you move to Las Vegas for tax purposes, how would this great life that you always talk about, he has a hashtag PH Great Life. Phil Hellmuth, Great Life. He talks about what a great life he has. If he paid a little bit fewer taxes, how would that affect his great life? He obviously has a great life living in California with his wife and family.
Right.
He still is able to do all this incredible stuff that some of us would just dream about. And I think in this era where we have one political party and one political philosophy that thinks about tax cuts for the wealthy all the time, and somehow trying to plant in the minds of some of these people that somehow they're being stolen from, when that's not the case.
No, it's not.
His life and other wealthy folks' lives will not be changed if their taxes are up a little bit. But the people who lose benefits because of tax cuts to the wealthy, what we saw in the so-called big, beautiful bill, it's going to affect healthcare. It's going to affect other social safety net policies and programs. And it's going to affect people's lives in the middle and lower income brackets significantly. But I heard Phil, and I'm thinking, Phil, you don't get it. Your life is not going to be changed. And you obviously live a wonderful life in California, paying whatever taxes you get paid.
Yeah.
So I heard that, and I think that's sort of a microcosm of what we're going through as a country right now. And I hope that
Certainly
people
is.
actually talk about this. I think it's a good thing to talk about it. So that was just a little bit of a taste of what I was doing last week when I tried to get away from it all, but thinking about it in a certain way as well. Hey, real fast, your topic for the number for the day quiz is a similar topic than what we had a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
Superman.
Nice.
Because Superman movie came out.
Oh, yeah.
So the Superman will be our topic coming up in our number for the day quiz, which we will wrap things up. And we'll be back at 8:52 for a final segment during our Wausau WXCO morning report. But coming up next, we'll send it back to Pat Kreitlow. Mornings with Pat Kreitlow after an information update on 98.9 WXCO.